My name is Jesse Ainebiona, an entrepreneur, a corporate trainer, a global speaker, a certified professional coach, the Training and Development Associate at Inspired Leaders International. I'm the husband to Diana and a father to Ruby, to Moriah, and to Jordan. I'm delighted to be your host tonight. And on the program tonight is Reverend Engineer Dr. Emmanuel Mwesigwa. You are most welcome, Emma.
Thank you very much, Jesse.
Great.
My name is Emmanuel Mwesigwa, as you have heard, the Reverend Engineer Doctor. I'm the chaplain at Kakumba Chapel, Chambogo University. I'm a director of Shoma Christian Academy. I am also a director at Mwemat Limited, Consulting Engineers. We are civil structural consulting engineers. I'm also a director at Aurora Ministries, a charity that assists some children out there. I'm a director of Canaan Farm and also a board of governors of Seroma Christian High School. I'm a family man, a husband to Pamela, and also father to Angel, Aleph, Abigail, and Ankunda between the ages of 17 and 10. Very delighted to be here with you, Jesse, on this Inspired Family Leader program at Church of Uganda Family Television, enriching lives.
Thank you. Indeed, that's what we do. Emma, hearing you introducing yourself, I think one of the conversations we should have soon is how a man can do many things and still be effective and productive.
I'll be glad to discuss that and share my story as well as a few thoughts.
Yes. Great. And today, like I said earlier on, we shall be talking about something that is really important, something that is essential for a man's wellness. And this is the aspect of leisure. I often believe that leisure is too serious to be taken lightly. Leisure is too serious to be taken lightly. Tonight we are going to be discussing how a man can make the most of his leisure time. While it is important, it is even more important to know how to use it.
True.
So first things first, yes. Reverend Emma, what is leisure?
Leisure. First of all, I will give a few definitions and then go into etymology.
Okay.
Time when one is not working or occupied. Free time. That is what leisure is, and the definitions in the dictionary will say it as that. Or the time when you are not working and you can relax and do the things that you enjoy to do. Collins Dictionary will tell you that. And in other words, it is free, unoccupied time during which a person may indulge in rest, recreation, and such things. And as we define leisure, I want to run to the Bible and find out what does God say about leisure. Where did it all come from?
Yes.
And in the Bible, I found that in the very story of creation, Genesis chapter 1 to chapter 2, we find God also indulging in leisure. We should not use the word also. We should use the word originating leisure.
Yes.
Because 6 days he created everything. The story ends in Genesis chapter 2, verse number 2, and up to verse 3, that's where the first story of creation ends. From verse 4, we start another story of creation. Now, in verse number 2, we are told that God rested on the seventh day. He rested. He went into free time, leisure. And because of that, he blessed the seventh day as a leisure day. For him, 6 days he was busy working and doing his job.
Yes.
And then on the seventh day, he rested. We find a serious concept of leisure, the time to do nothing of the serious stuff you've been doing all along.
Yes.
And that is what has come down to us as leisure.
Yes.
Now, just let me take you to etymology. I did a bit of French.
So etymology is the origin of words.
The study of words.
The study of words.
Yes. I did a bit of French, and there is this word laisser, to leave, and sometimes it comes even to us in management styles.
Yes.
There is a management style called laissez-faire. Yeah, leave things to happen the way they should without interruption.
Yes.
Now, The same root word for laissez is also the same root word for leisure.
Okay.
They are similar consonants, you can realize.
Yes.
And so it is leave, having relaxation.
Yes.
Having no interruption of rules and the things which you usually do.
Yes.
So to kind of be at relaxation time. That is what leisure is all about.
Wow. Quite a definition there, and thank you for helping us to understand what this means. What just came to my mind as you were defining it is this. One of the definitions was free time, the time when you're not working. So two things came to mind.
Yes.
Should leisure be out of convenience? So in other words, you find yourself not working and you say, you know what, now since I'm not working, this is my leisure time. Or is it out of commitment where you say, okay, I am busy, but let me make the time and have leisure? Commitment, convenience.
I can assure you, Jesse, and you, dear gentlemen, listening to us and watching us,
Yes.
leisure must be a commitment. Why it must be a commitment is because by the design of God, the creator of heaven and earth, we need leisure.
Okay.
We need that time to relax.
Yes.
Jesse, I can assure you, this is not just me talking to men and talking to the world.
Yes.
I mean, even the world systems recognize that. That is why when you are handed an appointment letter,
Yes.
there is provision for leave.
And you must go on
Let's say.
leave.
And serious employers
Yes.
will ensure you take leave.
Yes. Even if you don't want.
There is provision for a day off.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not, you must have a day off.
Yes.
Friends, you always see me here preaching on Sunday. During the week, I must take a day off. If I have to remain healthy and preaching a good message to you,
Yes.
I need a day off. So it's not about convenience.
Yes.
And there is no machine which will work 24/7
Yes.
without rest. And not even you, the man machine.
True.
You need to have a commitment to go on leave, to have a leisure time,
Yes.
and fulfill the design of the maker and enjoy your life.
Yes. So right there, we hear that even God himself demonstrated to us the power of rest. So if God in his majesty could rest, what about you? What about me? Let's look at even our gadgets.
Yes.
When you use a computer
Yes.
for so long, it begins to become slow.
Even freezing,
Even freezing.
slowing down, telling you, I need leisure.
Yes. And if you don't, it will force you.
Yeah.
What about your car? Sometimes we are so busy driving that you don't have time to fuel the car. Oh my goodness. The car will force you
Even
to fuel
servicing
it.
To just take it for service,
Yes.
so that you refresh it, you renew it.
Yes.
It gets some new lease of life,
Yes.
and then powers you some more.
True.
Yes.
Now that we know what leisure is, many men are so busy working. No wonder, because we don't have leisure, many men die early. Actually, there is a statistic that indicates that men die much faster than women. And I think probably one of the reasons could be this. So what are some of the benefits? I know we have already talked about some of them, but what are some of the benefits of taking off time to have rest, to just engage in leisure?
Just say, this afternoon I was looking at the results of the recent census in Uganda. There is a preliminary report that the Uganda Bureau of Statistics issued, and the results are available publicly on the internet. And what you are talking about is true by those results even.
Wow.
When you look at the pyramid of the age, the people who are alive today,
Yes.
the children, almost there is a balance of men and women. But when it narrows down to the top where we have very few people, you find actually more women are there than the men. When you look at that pyramid, over 80 years old, there are a few men who are alive. Many women are still alive. So what you are saying that men die early is actually a truth that is provided scientifically by the findings of the Ugandan census. I have a feeling if we check a few other countries, we will find the same trend of men dying early. And when I talk about the benefits, I'm only going to talk about three.
Yes.
You will find that there is a big connection. The first benefit, it may sound spiritual, but it's a real benefit. The benefit of enjoying the fruit of our labor. Why do you busy yourself and busy yourself? When do you have time to enjoy?
Yes.
This evening, before we came here,
Yes.
I decided to have dinner with my wife.
Wow.
At a nearby restaurant just downstairs.
Okay.
Here, to just relax.
Yes.
And enjoy the fruit of our labor.
Yes.
It's important. And the Bible in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 12 to verse 13 talks about this as a gift from God. And I will tell you both the positive side and the negative side. On the positive side, this is what the Bible says. And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 12 and verse 13. I know that nothing is better for them than to rejoice and do good in their lives, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of his labor.
Yes.
It is the gift of God.
Yes.
Now, the enjoyment is a gift of God, that you eat and drink and enjoy the fruit of your labor. That's a gift from God. Now that's on the positive side. It's a benefit of leisure. May I also go to the negative side and tell you that when a person is not blessed by God, when a person doesn't have that blessing, they can be so busy, they can actually be very productive, but they can never enjoy.
Is that something similar to what we call toiling?
I mean, that is it. Toiling, and you are toiling, you are stressed, you are laboring, and the things are working, but you don't ever get time to enjoy them.
As
That
we
is,
like to say today, you're in the struggle.
In the struggle indeed. And then it comes to pass a certain scripture,
Yes.
which says that the wicked men labor, and then some righteous men enjoy.
Oh, my goodness. So you do the laboring, and then
some other people
come and enjoy.
So that is benefit number one. Leisure enables you to enjoy the fruit of your busyness, the fruit of your labor. Number two, this is now medical health matters. The doctors, the physicians will take me on this, and they will justify for you what I'm going to say. That leisure enables the body to conduct what we call self-repair. Self-repair. God designed this body with such abilities, such phenomenal gifts that are unexplainable even by the philosophers and the doctors of this world. The body has a self-repair mechanism. There is a doctor inside of the body. These are the doctors in the hospitals and in the clinics. They only just do a bit of top-up. But all the work, most of the work is done by the body itself. So leisure gives you the chance to have your body conduct self-repair. That one is very important. It is no wonder that when you go to medical facilities, there are times they'll simply take all your money for testing. Test your blood, test your urine, test your eyes, test everything. Then tell you, go and get some bed rest.
You paid. You paid and sacrificed your blood. To be told
to go and take bed rest. They even tell you, take bed rest for 3 days, then come for review. When you go back, you pay some more. They tell you, okay, now take a few more days, and after that, you can go back to work. So, giving the body chance to conduct self-repair is very important. Then, number three, this is going to intrigue some people also. Connecting with the reality. Now, what I mean by reality? You see, what we see physically is real, but the more real things are the invisible ones. Yeah, the more real stuff is the invisible one. Because these real things which we see here, they pass away. Today they are here, tomorrow they are gone. The invisible ones are the ones which are more real. They remain for much longer. So when I talk about connecting with God, reality, your creator, he is invisible. And when we are busy basking with these visible things, connecting with him may not be as easy. But when you are in relaxation, in live, in rest mode, then the mind is able to connect with the invisible, to connect with the reality par excellence. I'm talking as a Christian, but even when you go to other religions,
Yes.
there is what we call meditation.
Yes.
There is what we call, that connecting with the invisible. And it's very important for people who don't often connect with that spirit world, with that invisible. They have some kind of war happening in themselves.
Yes.
They cannot reconcile.
Yes.
So those are very important benefits of leisure, enjoying the fruit of your labor, giving the body chance for self-repair, and connecting with the reality beyond the visible.
Awesome. When you talked about enjoying the fruit of your labor, as a family, we sat down and we came up with a set of values to guide us and ensure that we keep in line.
Yes.
And the aspect of fun was something that came up as value number 2.
Wow.
So while I was leading my family in helping us to understand why it's important to have fun, I went to the scriptures and I found a similar scripture, but I found it in Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 15. So in the New Living Translation, it says, so I recommend having fun. For there is nothing better for people in this world than to eat, drink, and enjoy life.
Yes.
That's it. And when I read it from my children, they were so happy. They said, wow, so we should have fun. Yes, we should. It is important to have fun, indeed, to enjoy the fruit of our labor.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you.
And just like you said, part of the benefits, you mentioned just before that before you came on the program, you were having some time with your wife. Could that be another benefit? That it bonds us together? Because even on a team, by the way, at work, one of the ways to build team connection and camaraderie is to have shared experiences.
Yes.
Just going out and you have fun as a team, you connect better.
Yes.
And I believe that happens even at a family level.
At family level, at work level, even at national level. Do you know that even at national level, there is a public holiday? So that people don't just stay at home, but they connect with one another at national level. In that national festival,
we connect.
When the president has gone to maybe which district to celebrate Independence Day, or which one to celebrate Liberation Day, to connect. And indeed, it starts at family level. You tell stories and listen to things you have not listened to. You could be living together in the same house, but there are things you haven't spoken about. There's a debriefing that hasn't happened. I agree with you.
Absolutely. Now, just before we take a break, one of the things that I personally struggled with was I did not know how to have fun. Why? Because I was brought up in a home where my father was always working. So my understanding of a man was a man who is always out there.
On the move.
So even when I was at home, I felt like I was out of place. How would you encourage a man that has not grown up having fun, maybe to consider having fun with his children?
Dear gentlemen out there, you have heard how important it is for you to have fun, to enjoy the fruit of your labor. I can assure you, Jesse is not the only one. Thank God he changed along the way.
Absolutely.
There are many men who are still struggling up to today. They don't know what to say, even in the car as they drive with their family. They don't know what to do at home when they are just still. They don't know what to do, but it's something which you can work on. There are many things that are doable by you, gentlemen, by you, dear men out there. There are many things. And when we talk about the common activities, I have a list of common activities, and some of them are good, some of them are nasty. But we will be able to see that there are many good things you can do in leisure time.
That may not even be costly.
Not even costly. With your children, with your family members. Sometimes with friends, you have to balance yourself, your family, and some friends. There is lots of stuff that you can do in leisure time that can really enrich you and bring you those benefits we're talking about.
Very true. So don't be a victim of your past. Yes, you may not have been having fun. Maybe you didn't know what to do with your family, but we are going to be taking a short break. Right after the break, you will be equipped with some list of things that you can begin to do right away to have fun, bring energy, bring joy, and bring some vibe in your family and in your life.
Very true.
Don't touch that dial. After the break, we shall be talking about things you can do to have fun in your leisure time. See you.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
Just one wife, that you need the leadership skills of a general.
Yes.
To lead an army of one woman.
So we have to take a lot of pain, a lot of effort to teach children how to get along with one another.
Your raw material is money.
Of course.
But it is not your money.
It is not
That
yours.
is the biggest challenge. So if you do not fear God, you will end up misappropriating this money and taking it to be your own. Yet it is just what you're using to do the work that you're doing.
So ego is very dangerous to me, and we should avoid the extremes.
This program exists to equip, challenge, and empower men to expand their family leadership capacity for national transformation.
Welcome back. This is the Inspired Family Leader Program, and tonight we are talking about how a man can manage leisure well. Just before the break, we were talking about the fact that yes, you may not have grown up having fun or knowing what to do to have fun, but it is something that you can learn to do. And right now we are going to get into some of the things you can do to have fun in your leisure time. So Reverend Emma, what are some of the things you would encourage a man out there to consider doing to have fun in their leisure time?
Just say, even as I go into this list, two things need to be understood. Number one is that people around you can enjoy you having leisure. Whether it's your friends or your children, they can really feel good when they know that you are having leisure time. I remember one time when my children said, Daddy, today you have stayed home almost all day. And that was for them fun, just to see me at home for that day or for that half a day. People around you really feel good when they know that you are having some leisure time. And then secondly, there are many things I'm going to talk about which people do for leisure. Many of them are good, harmless. Some are harmful. A few of them are harmful. But I'm going to just run through the whole list. Do an evaluation yourself.
Yeah, so Reverend is going to shake that tree. Just pick the fruits.
Number one is sleeping. Some extra sleep.
Yes.
Number two is playing indoor games. They could be chess, checkers, Scrabble, cards, some indoor games. And with anyone.
Yes.
Children, some neighbors' children around, your wife, some relative who has come by. Yes. It could be number three, playing outdoor. Games like football, volleyball. This inspired leader called Bakutana, Sam, loves volleyball.
Yes.
It could be volleyball. It could be athletics. It could be swimming.
Yes.
Something outdoor. Soccer. Number four, it is reading. I know that Jesse loves reading.
Yes, I do.
Reading books, reading magazines, reading novels, reading some newspapers, old or new. Reading some inspiring things. Of course, there is some reading which is nasty.
Yes.
There are many bad things to read.
Yes.
Watching the television, watching on YouTube, watching on TikTok. There are many things to watch also.
Yes.
And again, you can choose the good fruit. And then there is also chatting. This has been enabled by the modern technologies.
Yes.
You can chat on WhatsApp, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Snapchat, on X, and many other things.
Yes.
But please do choose wisely.
Because it can be gossiping, which can be potentially harmful.
So there is chatting, there is posting only, there is reading only. You can be a parasite, you can be a symbiont, the one who gives and takes.
Yes.
Okay, there is also agriculture. I do agriculture for leisure. I just come from here, go to Canaan Farm in Kagadi, walk through the whole garden, and my mind is refreshed.
Wow.
It could be some backyard gardening or something like that, looking at animals.
Yes.
I know that many Banyankole will have leisure time just looking at the animals.
Yes.
And
I know someone who keeps cows. And I said, so tell me, what is your motivation for this? He said, I just feel good looking at the cows.
Yes. So it's agriculture, whether it's animals or crops.
Yes.
There is also listening to music. Ooh, this is nice. Listening to music. I love that a lot.
Yes.
It could be audio, it could be video music, it could be lyrics, videos. But there is also this one which I am part of that, making music.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
It would be, composing a song on the guitar or playing some lyrics on making music. Some dance practice, choir practice, things of that kind. There is also playing video games. You must watch out on addictions and overdoing any of these things, but playing video games is something, solving puzzles. There are hand puzzles, there are video game puzzles. There is also eating out. Yeah, eating out.
Yeah, we did just that tonight, this morning. So one of the things we do is every month we take off. We have a family breakfast out.
Wow.
So it's okay to have it at home, but we say, okay, at least once a month. Let's go out
and
just do that.
Enjoy some leisure.
Exactly.
There's also drinking at the bar.
Now we come to the other side.
You know when I'm talking about the dangers of some of these things?
Yes.
I remember a fallen dear elder. I loved to hear this about her. She was in the Ministry of Health, and especially in mental health. And she told us how she campaigned. She was called Sheila Ndianabanji.
Oh, yes, I
She
remember
told us
Sheila.
she campaigned for the label on the cigarette. You know, there is a label on the cigarette which says that smoking is harmful to your lungs.
Yes.
And it used, first of all, they campaigned and it was put there, but it was put in very small font.
Yes.
Hardly seen. Then they campaigned some more.
To
And they
increase.
said it must be in a big font, occupying a third of the entire packaging. And now it's there.
Oh, wow.
A third of the whole packaging, not just in Uganda, but almost internationally.
Yes.
It is there. So some of these things, the warning is right
Already
on
there.
that bottle. Right on that packaging of the of the drug.
Yes.
Anyway, there is also browsing albums, photo albums. They are physical albums. They are also electronic albums. I want to encourage you, although you have electronic albums, also keep some physical albums.
Yes.
Create some physical albums. Go print out some photos and put them in an album.
True.
And these days, you just print an album. Gone are the days when we used to slot the pictures inside.
Yes.
But now you print albums. I have an album every year. And
Wow.
just go through it and browse.
You know, once upon a time you would have a visitor, and the first thing you do, even before you bring the drink, the album.
The album.
But now
These days, now.
you won't say, give me your phone and I look through your photos.
In the last annual general meeting of our chapel, I sat down, took some pain of time in creating an electronic album, which ran for 15 minutes.
Wow.
And not only did we enjoy it physically on the AGM, I also put a YouTube link for it, and people just 15 minutes of enjoying the pictures of what has been transpiring in the parish through the year.
Wow.
That's a good 15
one.
minutes.
Yes.
And if someone is very interested, they can go through it again.
Yes.
And you spend constructive time instead of browsing nasty stuff.
Very true.
Talk about visiting and conversing with relatives or friends, just visiting in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
There is walking, walking, taking a walk.
Yeah.
Walk carefully,
Yeah.
but definitely you can find quieter places to walk and just take a walk.
Yeah.
There's also traveling and taking trips to far places. You plan ahead of time. You know
Yes.
these Bazungu.
Yes.
They plan a summer holiday.
Yes.
For a whole month.
Yeah,
I mean, they are traveling for a whole month. They have
Sure.
planned for it ever since the last summer.
Yeah.
And they
They
travel and they enjoy leisure.
And you look at them and think they just have money to spend, but they have been planning it.
Yes, they have. So traveling, and also there are many other activities you can add to the list. I've mentioned a number. Many of them are harmless. Avoid the harmful ones. We shall come to the dangers very
Yes.
soon.
Indeed, the list is endless. Take your pick.
Yes.
Find what works for you. Personally, of these, I think what I do very well, I like to jog. I like to read. In fact, I've been very intentional on finding literature that would be helpful also for the children.
Yes.
Recently, I ordered for a book out of the country called The 7 Habits of Happy Kids.
Wow.
This is from The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Stephen Covey?
Stephen Covey.
Okay.
And this week we are talking about beginning with the end in mind. Just talking to children about writing a plan for tomorrow. You know, following it's tomorrow is Sunday, so you wake up and then you start running around looking for clothes. But what
at
about
Shoma
you?
Christian Academy, we call it goal setting.
Thank
And
you.
this starts right from grade 1.
Yes.
Someone has to know their goals. And not just goals about academics, but
Yes.
including leisure goals.
Exactly. So you have a time of leisure reading to them a story,
Yes.
but we are learning something valuable. So, men, take your pick, look through the list and find what you can do.
Sure.
Find something helpful that you can do. But like Reverend said earlier on, there could be some dangers with some of them. What are some of the dangers to do with mismanaging or wrongly choosing the activities to have leisure with?
The reason why this topic is very important, is because there has been great loss, catastrophic loss, caused by mismanaging leisure. I didn't come with the statistics, but they have been shared on this forum before.
Yes.
About people who have died of drinking.
Wow.
And the police has a catalog of all of those. Those are the ones who were reported.
Yes.
But there are some who are not reported.
Yes.
Unfortunately, in Chambogo University, just last semester, we had many deaths of students, and some of them were as a result of mismanaging leisure. A very painful thing.
Yes.
Someone comes all the way from the village in Kashaka,
Yes.
and comes to the University of Chambogo, or someone comes from as far as Aleptong, or maybe in the hills of Elgon.
Yes.
And people are expectant to come and get a degree,
Yes.
only to come and pick a body
Oh.
of somebody who mismanaged leisure. So this is a very, very serious topic for us to consider as men, both for ourselves and for our children. So I want to first highlight 3 things which are mismanagement styles. Mismanagement styles. Style number 1 is unmanagement. Now, I don't know whether that word exists.
We can. This is how words are formed. So we can form it. We said
Well,
making music, now
yes.
we can also make words.
Unmanagement. When
Yes.
you don't manage, you don't pay attention to the topic at all.
Yeah.
You leave it unmanaged, and that reminds me of the other word, laissez-faire.
Yes.
Just leave things to happen without
Yes.
interruption. So leisure can be filled with anything. If it's unmanaged, it can be filled with anything. That has been dangerous. It has caused catastrophe in some cases.
We know that in science, nature abhors a vacuum.
Sure.
So when there is a vacuum, something must fill it.
Exactly.
That's why they say an idle mind
Is
is the devil's workshop. So when you leave your leisure, to whom it may concern, the
Indeed.
devil will come and help you. So
That is
unmanagement.
Danger number 1. I mean, the method 1 of mismanagement is unmanaging it.
Yes.
Number 2 is mismanagement,
Ah.
whereby you fill the leisure time with the wrong things or with the bad things.
Yes.
That is, you plan to go to the bar. Little do you know that after the first glass of that hard drink,
Yes.
your mathematics is gone. You don't know whether this is the second or the 7th.
Yeah.
Your mathematics is gone. Your judgment is gone.
Yes.
So that you planned it, you planned to manage, but you planned the wrong thing. So filling the leisure time with dangerous things. You have a family, you have good friends you can go out with, but you plan to go out with a side chick. You don't know where that will end you.
Yes.
You manage leisure, you think you are going to be happy, but you are digging your own grave with your own hands.
Yes.
Mismanaging leisure. And then the third one, which is just like a conglomeration of all these things. I just have 3 words: abuse, misuse, disuse.
So abuse, misuse, disuse.
Now, misuse, we have already talked about it, the
Yes.
mismanagement. The abuse is the spoiling of what leisure should be.
Yes.
The disuse is avoiding leisure.
Yes.
We have also talked about that.
Avoiding leisure.
Yes. Disuse. No, leisure is a gift.
Yes.
Now, when you avoid it and you are running away from it, you are not using a gift which God has given.
Yeah. And I think serious people think, okay, people who think they are serious, think,
We've got to work harder, God.
people who think they are serious think leisure is wasting time. So now that is the disuse.
Disuse. So let's beware of unmanagement. Let's beware of mismanagement. Let's beware of abuse and disuse
Yes.
of leisure time. Now let's talk about the dangers
Yes.
of mismanaging leisure. The first one is that people will end up with wrong company or bad company and a bad peer influence, wrong peer influence. They will end up in immoral behaviors, immoral language, and then you see yourself degenerating
Yes.
in habits you don't like, but you've been influenced by those wrong peers and wrong friends that you captured in the mismanagement of leisure. The other danger is wrong choices. I've already talked about how intoxication can lead people into wrong choices. You now are stuck with this child you sired out of wedlock, and they are a pain to you. I encourage you to repent, look after them, and do your best.
Yeah.
But you know, you got there because of a wrong choice.
True.
Because of a choice made out of mismanagement of leisure. following own appetites. You know, the body, unless you connect with that reality, the God who created you, this body, this carnal mind, this carnal body, can lead you like an animal.
Yes.
And into wrong choices, self-destroying choices.
Yes.
So following bodily appetites, anyhow, in mismanaging leisure can really be a dangerous thing. And therefore we have to pay attention so that we can manage this gift of God very well. We talked about bodily self-repair, and therefore mismanaging leisure can bring health challenges. If one watches the TV for a long time, or is on your phone for a very long time, too much docility can end men to being crippled, to being unfit, to having injury to some body parts. And the back can get problems. You find you are not fit, you are not whole, you are not healthy as a result of mismanaging leisure. But you see, we're talking about physical wellness now. You can also talk about mental wellness. There's some leisure mismanagement that can get you mentally ill. Through hypnotization and through addictions, through sedation. When mismanagement of leisure comes in, it can even have a mental health danger. This can be as a result of either doing imbalanced actions, too much docility, or too much physical exercise, strenuous exercise. It can also be as a result of intoxication. Mental illness can be a result of intoxication. Taking something and taking it some more, taking it some more, taking it some more, until it intoxicates the mind and you have dangerous health challenges. Let me talk about the last one, Jesse. This one, everyone should be very, very all ears.
That one.
Mismanagement of leisure can expose men to demonic influence. Demonic influence. You know, as you said, the idle mind is a devil's workshop. The devil has feasted on idle people. And demons come in. Either you think, to whom it may concern, and then devils come. And through fun activities, you are initiated into satanic covenants. And you now wonder why you seem to be controlled by certain things which you don't understand when they are demons. At night, you are sleeping, but you are still enjoying the other circus. But the circus is not just fun. You see as if it's going to throw you into a very deep hole. So, Jesse.
And then you probably punch the person next to you because you're fighting for dear.
That's how dangerous
it can be.
Leisure mismanagement can be. We need to watch out and save ourselves from these dangers.
That's so true. Talking about mental health, something that has become quite common. I was listening to something. My wife was taking me through something she was learning about as we grow older, the brain naturally shrinks. And one thing that helps it to remain active is exercise. So when we live what you called a docile lifestyle, a sedentary lifestyle, no exercise, no activity, the brain keeps on shrinking. A point comes when dementia sets in, Alzheimer's. You look at your wife and you say, you look familiar. You know?
You've lived with her for 30 years?
You know? So we are talking about very important things, matters of wellness for a man. Please, men, leisure is too serious to be taken lightly. It is almost holiday time. You are a director of Shoma Christian Academy. How would you encourage parents to on how to guide children, on how to have leisure, or even parents having leisure with their children? Speak into that.
Dear gentlemen out there, indeed holiday time is coming very soon for most of the Uganda calendar schools and even schools in many other places of the world. And for those using the international Cambridge-based curriculum, you're already on holiday and you're soon going back to school. This is a very important topic, and I'd like to call upon all of us, I inclusive, Jesse inclusive, that number one, we need to plan our leisure. It's too serious to be left just laissez-faire.
Don't
Plan
leave it to chance.
Don't leave it to chance. Plan it.
Plan it by choice.
We're talking about, when we talk about traveling, we're talking about those who plan a year ahead.
Yes.
And so they are annual plans.
True.
But they are also shorter term plans, monthly plans.
Yes.
We're going to be with children for about a month or 3 weeks. Look into the activities you want in that season.
Yeah.
And let there be a balance of activities.
Yes.
Do some planning. Then come down to a week. Come down to a day. So that there is a framework by which the family is growing together. I remember just at the end of last year, towards the end of last year, we planned to travel out as a family. And so we knew that at the end of this year, there is a youth camp. We will not attend that one. The children say we will not attend that one because we plan to go to another one. There is this activity, we will not indulge in that. We have planned for this. And so we work towards that.
Yes.
So there is a planning that should be consultative with the family that needs to go into that. Even for you yourself. When you plan, then you even tell your employer or your work colleagues,
Yes.
I will not be available in this season.
Yes.
I have planned leisure. So, you serious? Yes. Planning is number one. Number two is that for every activity now that has been planned, it has to be managed. Manage the activities. Even the children will give you their plans.
Yeah.
Find a way of managing them. For how long is this activity? With who is it? And where is it? You've got to go into that management because a good and honest activity, when not managed, it can even become disastrous.
That's true.
Look at the company with whom your children are having this leisure time.
Yes.
And where are they going? I'm going to go to number 3 of supervision. But the management goes into the detail of the activity that has been planned. Now, number 3 is the supervision. Supervision. When it comes to us men, I wouldn't talk about it as supervision. I would call it accountability.
Yes.
Because I don't want you to supervise me. But if you support me, when I'm accountable to you, you're accountable to me, it is some kind of supervision. With children, the supervision aspect comes in. Don't just say, oh, now we have made the plan, we have managed it in terms of the nitty-gritty, so you leave it. Be sure that there is somebody who is supervising, who is able to guide these children, guide them, and bring some evaluation and debriefing. How was it? Debriefing, what went well, what did not go well? How can we make it better next time?
Yes.
How can we make it safer next time?
Yes.
And finally, for the whole planned conglomeration or combination or basket, now do some measuring for balance. At the end of the month, look back and say, did we do everything that we have planned to do? How can we make things better?
Sure.
How can we maintain these good things that we have done? By all means, let us be intentional at managing the leisure in our families.
Yes, and I think that is a great word there. Be intentional. Remember where we began from? Don't just leave it to chance. Don't let it not be out of convenience. If time allows, no. Time will allow if you make it so.
Sure.
So don't leave it to chance. Plan it by choice. As we bring this in for a landing,
Yes.
Reverend, what would you advise a man about, what would be your parting shots to a man about leisure time in his life and in his family?
I want to end with 2 things. Number 1 is that leisure is very important by God's design and by necessity, which we have realized, and therefore let us take it serious. Let us enjoy the benefits and blessings that come from managing leisure well. And finally, friends, this leisure, for some people, it has gone beyond just leisure. It has become career.
Oh.
Yes. So manage it so well that for those your dear children for whom it may become career, they should not miss out the benefits of career through leisure. It could be sport, it could be music, it could be some other thing, and it can be direct, like the Olympiads who are winning lots of money.
Yeah.
It could be some of us who do a part-time music and still reap something from it.
Yeah.
But it could be just something which opens for you doors.
Yes.
You are campaigning or you are aspiring for a certain job, and just because you are so astute, you are so good in some leisurely activities,
yes,
you edge out the others who are as good technically,
yes,
but not as good in leisure management. There are people who are earning degrees
yes,
in leisure management, and that's their career.
Yes.
So it's a very serious matter, and I have enjoyed talking about this topic. Dear man out there, you need to pay attention to this very relaxing and important topic of leisure management for yourself, for your family, and for those around you. May God richly bless you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Emma. This has been the Inspired Family Leader Program, talking about how a man can manage leisure well. Fellow men, let's go and manage leisure well, because God planned it and purposed, demonstrated it right from the beginning. If God in His majesty could have leisure, what about you? What about me? Good night.
Just one wife, that you need the leadership skills of a general.
Yes.
To lead an army of one woman.
So we have to take a lot of pain, a lot of effort